Hello dear students. In the previous class we have talked about the image processing techniques, how to process an image, what are the pre-processing technique which we have to apply before interpreting a particular image. In today's class we will study about the interpretation of a remotely sensed data. How to interpret a remotely sensed data, we will study about that. In the today's lecture we will study about different type of orbits at which the satellites are placed, which type of images are taken by the remote sensing satellites, how to interpret them, and the basic types of interpretation and the comparison between them. So here is our earth. Here is our earth, and here are different type of satellite which revolve around it. Okay, you will see that some of the satellites revolve, or some of the satellites have a orbit in the direction of east to west, and two have a orbit from north to south. So we will discuss all type of the satellite one by one. So let us discuss about the orbits. So the first orbit of the earth is the low earth orbit. Okay, the low earth orbit lie in the range of 200 to 2000 kilometer. Very less energy is taken, or very less energy is needed to put the satellite to the low earth orbit. Basically the images which are taken at the low earth orbit are have very high resolution. Okay, so this is the example of low earth orbit. Second one is the medium earth orbit. Medium earth orbit lie in the range of, or lie in the range of 2000 to 3600 kilometer, but it is not very commonly used for satellite placing or for launching the satellite, because there is very high radiation belt which is also called as Van Allen radiation belt. So it is impossible to place a satellite there. If placed, the satellite are placed at a altitude of 15,000 to below 15,000 kilometer, or above 2400 kilometer. After to that, there is a sun synchronous satellite. A sun synchronous satellite is a satellite which rotate at a rate at which Earth goes around the sun. Okay, it is placed at low Earth orbit near the range of 600 to 800 kilometer. Second one is the Next one is the geosynchronous Earth orbit. Geosynchronous Earth orbit basically basically placed at the altitude of 42 to 164 kilometer. It matches the Earth rotation. It is installed at the single longitude but can move above or below the equator and provide different angle for a particular observation. Next to it is the geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellite is also somewhat like geosynchronous satellite, but it stay above the equator. Basically all type of communication and the weather satellite are installed at that particular place. The communication satellites are installed at the geostationary orbit. Okay, the GPS is installed at medium earth orbit. There is a word which is the Hubble. Hubble Hubble is basically a space telescope which is installed at 560 kilometer near low earth orbit. This is used to study the universe, the various phenomena which occur in the universe. There is one more satellite, that is Landsat, which is used for land surveying. It is installed at the sun synchronous earth orbit, which is near to the pole, and installed at the low earth orbit from 500 to 700 kilometer. The cryosat satellite is basically used for environmental studies, and is installed at the polar orbit of the earth, nearly about 700 kilometer. It is very small satellite. It is used mainly for studying the thickness of ice which lies around the world. The cosmic satellite the cosmic satellite installed is basically used for studying the meteorological data. It is installed at the low earth orbit but not at the sun synchronous earth orbit, away from the sun synchronous earth orbit. It is not a single satellite because I am talking about the cosmic. It is not a single satellite. Basically it is a constellation of 6 satellites which are used for gathering the meteorological data. All type of satellites which are installed, or any area or any aircraft or helicopter installed camera, basically takes this type of picture. Either it may be either black and white or the color composite. In color composite it may be of true color, false color or natural color composites. The black and white colored image, which in the earlier time, when the color images are not taken, and when the sensors are not that much developed to take the image in the colored format, earlier the images which are taken were in the form of black and white, and the images which were of black and white color are called as panchromatic images. It consists of one band. It is usually displayed as a scale, as a gray scale image. Okay, this displayed brightness of a particular pixel is proportional to the pixel. Okay, digital number is that number which is related to the intensity of solar radiation which is reflected by the target in the pixel and the directly detected by the detector. So here you can see that there are different shades of gray. Okay, and each particular shades represent different types of features on the earth. Like here you can see, so this lighter shade represent the water body present over here, the darker shades represent the vegetations which are present in the different area, like that. So each item or each particular object reflect a particular shades, and that only varies in the shades of black and white. Now color composite. So if so at that time the sensors are not very well developed, but there was the idea of a spectrum, there was the idea of different types of radiations which the light have, or the electromagnetic radiations. So the images earlier taken were in the band of the red band, green band, blue band, or near infrared zone, like that. So here you can see that there is a image. Okay, there is a image, and it is basically taken in red zone, green zone, and near infrared zone. So in the red and green zone you can see that the reflection pattern was nearly same, but in the near infrared zone you can see that the all type of objects reflects more, or the vegetation have the higher reflectance as compared to other object, and it appears lighter in color. The water body, which is brighter in color in the previous two composites, appear darker in color, representing that the very less reflections comes through the water body. Now the true color composite. What a true color composite? In the true color composite, color of the resulting composite image resemble closely to what could be observed by the human eye. Means whatever a human eye can see, this type of composite depicts that type of color, resembles to the similar color of the natural object which are present over the earth. False color composites, the color of the target basically in the image have no resemblance with the actual color of the object. Means the color which are presented over here do not resemble the actual color of the object, of a particular exact color of the object. The resulting product is called as false color composite. And in this, basically in this, here is the example of image which is taken by a multispectral sensor. In this, the red color represent the reflections which comes from the area in near infrared zone. The green color represent the area which comes from the red color wavelength zone, and the blue color represent the area which are taken from a green band wavelength zone. So vegetation appears reddish in color, means the shades of red represent different types of vegetation according to the species location. The water appears blue in color, okay, as reflected in the green band. And if there is a sediment present over here, then the color may turn into the cyan color. The bare soil also appears blue in color, somewhat like this. So it is a false color composite. There is no actual resemblance of the color which are present in the image to the natural color of the object. Next is a natural color composite. uh, there is a confusion that true color composite and natural color composite both are similar, but both are not similar. There is a variation. Basically the images are taken in red, blue and green band, but if some bands are missing, or if a particular band is missing, primary color band is missing, then it is substituted by whether by a near infrared band or short wave infrared band, microwave band, then it is considered as natural color composite. So there is the missing of one primary color from the band. It may be red, green or blue, but the color are presented in such a manner that they appear to be somewhat like natural. Now what is interpretation? Interpretation is basically the extraction of qualitative and quantitative information, whether from the aerial image or satellite image. The images which are interpreted, or the which are interpreted from aerial photographs, are called as aerial photo interpretation. And there are two types of interpretation technique. One is the visual interpretation and second one is the digital interpretation. Visual interpretation basically involves the visual analysis, and the digital interpretation involves the analysis with the help of computer. Visual interpretation of any hard copy of image can be done, or a image which is taken digitally can also be interpreted visually. In the digital image processing, there are a lot of there are a lot of things which we have studied previously. All those sorts of things which comes under image processing comes under digital image processing. So the basic tasks which are included in the image interpretation involves the detection, measurement and the delineation or the problem solving. So it may be done manually or it may be done with the help of computers, but both involve similar things. Like the elements are common in both the interpretation techniques, whether it may be visible or computer aided. The elements involved are common in both the techniques, only the analysis procedure is different and the techniques involved are different. There are few advantages of aerial photographs which are as follow. Like, it give a broad view about a particular area. The we can have a image at different times, means we can have a lot of image of a particular area for a similar time. There is a permanent record of a area, a phenomena, uh, when we take the aerial photographs. The spectral spatial resolution is very much high. Whatever cost it took, the return is much more or far more as compared to the expenses which are generated in the image interpretation. Three-dimensional view of a particular object can be taken, and a definite resemblance or a relationship between different objects can be considered. There are few limitation of image interpretation, that a human eye can differentiate between 10 to 20 colors or 10 to 20 shades of gray. it is unable to differentiate much more. There are a lot of shades variation for a particular color, so human eye do not have that much of resolution, that much of power to differentiate between different shades of gray. It has a limitation, so exact interpretation cannot be made. Or the visual interpretation depends upon the quality of interpreter, means if he has experience, if he has the better knowledge of a particular thing, then the interpretation will be far more realistic. But if the trainee or if the analyst is not that much perfect about the interpretation, then the interpretation may be erroneous. So here are some elements of visual interpretation. The elements of visual interpretation includes shape, size, tone, sight, texture, shadow, association, and pattern. Among all eight type of the element, all are the image element, and this one is the terrain element. In the location, what we have to consider: the latitude and longitude position. In the size, we have to see what's its length, width, perimeter, area. About the shape, their object can be of various shape like linear, circular, square, rectangular. The shadow is basically, when we talk about shadow, we have to see in which direction the shadow is falling, what is the length of a particular shadow. That's the thing. The tone, basically hue, value, and chroma are considered for a tone. Texture is the frequency of change in color or change in tone of a particular color. Pattern is spatial arrangement of an object on ground. The site is a topographic location of a particular area. So when we talk about the size is basically it is a function of scale. Okay, it depends upon the scale at which the image are taken and the resolution of a particular image. Both relative and absolute size of a particular object are important. uh, there are the size of different object are different. So by comparing the size of one object with other, we are able to know the size of the particular object, whether it may be a small or the large one. Shape is also very much important factor. It basically tells about the configuration of a particular object. Regular geometry of a particular object represent the intervention of human or human presence. If the geometry of a particular object is irregular, that means there must be a natural object. Railway track and or the highway can clearly be differentiated only on the basis of shape, because they both of have a peculiar shape. For that feature, every feature in the nature have a distinct shape, give an idea about the identification of a particular object. Like beach, lake, pond, river can be differentiated only on the basis of their shape. Now comes the most important element of the interpretation. So tone is the most basic interpretive element. It is basically refers as the relative brightness or color of an image on an aerial photograph. So tone basically tells about the reflection, transmission, and absorption of light by a particular object. It is most basic element of the interpretation. Smooth object have very high reflectance, rough object have low reflectance. The light factor, reflectivity, angle of reflected light, geographic latitude or longitude position, which type of photography method is used for taking the photos, the processing of that particular image are most important factor which affect the tone of a particular image. In the thermal imaging, basically higher temperature region have lighter tone, and the area having lower temperature appears darker in color. So here is a diagram. or here is a picture representing the area in different colored light, in the green colored light, red colored light, and the near infrared light. So the area having vegetation appears lighter in color in near infrared zone, while the rest appears darker in color, because the vegetation basically reflect the area in the near infrared zone. Here in this diagram there are two sorts of things. There is a picture representing different types of vegetation or any object having different shades of gray. So it can be converted into a pseudo color image representing a particular phenomena. Texture is basically the impression of smoothness or roughness of an image feature. It is basically caused by the frequency of change in tone of a photograph. Pattern is formed by the object in the photo. So means it is a spatial arrangement of object, we can say, and both are not dependent on the scale of a image or scale of a particular sensor. So the texture basically depicts the change in frequency of tone or the regular occurrence of the zone represented by change in the tone. Qualitative as well as quantitative data can be obtained by the texture. So texture can be described as the coarse, moderate, fine, very fine, smooth, rough. Texture is a characteristic which depend upon tone, shape, size and pattern. It is scale independent. So you can see that the water or grass, if present in a particular area, appear smooth in texture, and if there is a tree having different canopy, will appear rough in nature or rough in texture. So here you can see that the water body is appearing smooth in texture, while the vegetation which lie around it appear coarse or rough in nature, rough in texture. Pattern is formed due to the spatial arrangement of the object, like in the urban area, pattern created are by the rows of house and the building. The drainage pattern basically depicts about the hydrological condition of the particular area, the soil or the texture. The soil pattern tells about the texture of the soil. It may be fine or coarse. It may be poorly drained or well drained. If a area is very poorly drained and fine textured soil is available, then it may be of dark color, and if there is a well drained soil, then it will appear lighter in color, like that. Shadow basically tells about two things. The first thing is that outline of a shadow tells or give a profile view of a particular object, and next one is it tells about the height of a particular object. Like taller object shades the uh, large shadow, and the smaller object have very, or the shorter object have very small shadow, like that. But whatever object which lie in the shadow area lost their influence or lost their specific nature because of the shadow, so it is not generally used, and very less used element of the interpretation. Some like that, height and depth are also the elements which can be used for adding the interpretation of a particular image. Site basically tells about the topographic nature of a particular idea. Situations are the time how the things are arranged, and association is basically the occurrence of feature in relation to the surrounding. It tells about the various type of activities which occur in a particular area, which helps in deciding that what can be the particular object. Like if a particular area have smokestacks, step building, cooling pond, transformation yard, coal pile, and railway track, then it can be assumed that there may be a coal-fired thermal power plant. If there is a water body which is surrounded by a salt pond or a saline patch, then it can be considered that there must be a salt production unit. The school colleges can also be differentiated on the basis of the arrangement or and on the basis of the pattern in which they are made. All type of the elements are categorized as primary, secondary, tertiary, and higher. The most important uh, of the element is the tone, which is the primary element, and it is needed for it is a single element which can give a lot of idea about a particular object. Next is the digital data interpretation. So whatever we talked about was about the visual data interpretation. The next one is the digital data interpretation. In the digital data interpretation, we have to extract the information about the earth, similar to like the visual interpretation, by using different elements of the interpretation. Next one is the image processing. Whatever we have studied in the previous lecture also comes under digital data interpretation. So in the image processing, there is the image correction and rectification. Next one is the image enhancement, and the last one is the information extraction. So all type of the earth characteristic can be extracted with the help of this size, shape, tone, texture element of a particular object. Remotely sensed data are basically taken from a large distance. So they are influenced by various factors like atmosphere, solar radiation, earth rotation, sensor motion, sensor position, the flaws in the calibration of sensor, type of sensors, which may result somewhat of flawed imagery or a defected imagery that need to be rectified, need to be corrected before interpretation of that. So there are two type of correction which are needed. First one is the radiometric correction, and next one is the geometric correction. Geometric correction is basically done for correcting the geometric distortion, means error in the position of pixel value. So for that, there is a one particular process which is considered as rubber sheeting, which needs to be done. And what is rubber sheeting? It is rubber sheeting, basically it is stretching and wrapping image to georegister a particular point. Okay, after then the ground with the help of ground control points, georeferencing is done, and then the pixel value are adjusted or corrected. Like that, the radiometric correction is done for the atmospheric error, the hindrance, or any type of obstacle which is caused by the atmosphere phenomena. If the sensor goes out of the calibration, for that correction is done. Or if there is a defect in the sensor in the signal transmission, for that the correction is done, which is considered as radiometric correction. After correcting a particular image, after rectifying all type of flaws which are present in an image, the image is enhanced. I have told you previously about different type of image enhancement technique, spatial filtering, edge enhancement, like that. So it improves the quality of a particular image. After image enhancement, the information is extracted. Firstly, the image is classified with the help of supervised with the use of supervised or unsupervised classification. Then they different type of groups are made on the basis of reflection, on the basis of pixel value, and then interpreted. There are some merits and some demerits of both visual and digital interpretation. The visual interpretation helps in very good spatial extraction of very good information extraction, very good spatial information. It is less costly, and basically image analyst and experience is also available. The digital image interpretation is time effective, means very less time is needed for interpretation of a particular image. The quantity of a particular quantity of a particular information extracted is also much more. Quality is also large in the digital image interpretation. The demerits of visual interpretation is that the visual interpretation is a time consuming process, and the result vary according to the change of the analyst, according to the change in experience, experience and the nature of the analyst. So the result may vary, but in the digital image interpretation, same result will appear if if you go on interpreting a particular image. But the spatial extraction extraction of spatial information is very poor in the digital interpretation. If image of a particular small area is considered, then it is very costly process. If you have to interpret a particular area only for a one time, then it is also a costly process. Startup cost is very much high. The detailed training and elaborate knowledge is needed for digital data interpretation. Data are expensive. Pre processing is required for digital data interpretation. So, this is all about the data interpretation. Thank you.